Thanks for like, comment, and subscribe. Ban's Ho's grandparents and his mother. Lao Shao specifically explained that the main characters and Bancho's family thought he was just shooting some footage with his classmates from the film were shooting a murder documentary. And his mother was very happy from his childhood. This is a very harmonious and loving family. After Ban's Ho introduced that usually killing a postman is the start of my work every month. Because I used to work as a postman job that I was able to keep an eye on those rich old guys in the old age apartment. Just now playing. Next is a group of real gunmen shooting at the same time. Ban's Ho usually and throws them into the pit under the cliff. The close connection between these two scenes, the gun is a suicide. Ban's Ho is just putting his reality into action. While working about women. And thinks that women are indescribable. And his view of love is also like a draft of suffering behind him. And that despite everything. As soon as you meet go to pee. And you feel your fingers. You see. The next day. Zhenli. In the set. While Zhenli was pouring wine for everyone. Li's bed above a special device. Simulating a sunray. The sun would Zhenli make people feel that Zhenli should be a sex worker. That night. Guard on the construction site. On the street. Seeing that, he expressed his opinion without hiding it. The troop leader thinks that black people all have AIDS and are no different. Director Levi to help drag the body. He especially advised him to keep a distance from Yushuan. This film has shown the troop leader's disability discrimination, gender discrimination, and racial discrimination. But the troop leader or bias. The troop leader expressed dissatisfaction with the beautiful multi-layered thinks that the brick wall with red paint is completely promoting violence. The troop leader interviewed an elderly person living alone on the top floor. He knocked on an old lady's door. Absolutely new way of killing people. He first talked to the old lady very gently. Completely relaxed. The troop leader quietly escaped the gun. The old troop leader's high-efficiency killing based on his keen observation. After entering the heart disease medicine on the tea table that the old man used at any time. Because the director and the troop leader searched for a lot of cash under the old lady's tablecloth and mattress. The set team became the troop leader's accomplice, for the closest friend to the troop leader is Lily. A lot of people are more like lovers. They met and watched the painting exhibition together. At Lily's house. The set read. The troop leader's understanding of music is no less than that of professional Lily. The troop leader's relationship with the truth is completely physical. It's short. It's spiritual. It's long. The troop leader from the Conservatory of Music. Lily chose a professional path. And I changed my instrument. Next is a purposeful murder. The troop leader immediately pulled out a gun to force the driver to call the car in front of his neck. The troop leader fired decisively. After hitting the target, the taxi troop leader got off the car and went to check the car. He found that the target had been injured and had fled into the abandoned factory nearby. He saw the pigeon on the roof during the troop leader did not forget the voice of the voice actor. Careful, and was exposed to the outside world. He was unfortunately hit and killed. The camera to determine the location of the secretly forced into a fatal blow. Director Lily. He desperately shook the dead body of Pike, blaming him for not being careful. The troop leader gently persuaded him not to be too sad. Otherwise, you will get used to violence. That night, the troop leader invited Lily and the photographer to a bar to drink and make up. Talked about his murder principle. It is easy to get on the news if you kill a superior character. This will not cause trouble. The next day, in order to save money, suggested that the troop leader try a high-end residential area. After looking at a villa, waiting for "Do you have a lot of homosexual love in your showbiz?" This time, the door was opened. The hostess immediately fell to the ground. Then, the man's head hit the wall and washed the table. Then, the new recorder. It recorded the clear sound of breaking the neck. Finally, for Lily, the troop leader used a pillow to suffocate the 9-year-old boy of this family. But the troop leader admitted that he did not want to kill the child because there was no oil and it was easy to be hyped by the media. It makes the shit run. It turned out that the previous murders were just preludes. Money laundering is a serious job. But unfortunately, this family has no cash except for bank cards. The production team followed the troop leader to a controlled building. They hoped people or beggars. Unexpectedly, there was a gun fell to the ground. The troop leader reacted extremely quickly. After shooting a gunman, he found another, finally killed him under the stairs. Before he walked in, he found that he knew him. The troop was also a good killer. His name is Yi Ying. It is said that the troop leader. It turned out that because there was a same configuration of the recorder set in the dark, it was. But their killers and targets were all killed by the troop leader. The troop leader. He raised his gun and shot the photographer. "You. What are you shooting?" Then he handed the gun to Lily and left her. When they went home again, the troop leader especially showed the news about the boy being killed to his mother. "If the bad guy did this to my child, I won't let him go to court." When the production team went to the bar for a drink again, the troop leader showed the orange on a square sugar and dipped it in the mixture of rosin wine and kuaming water. When the sugar melted, body. People can also bet on who will be the first to serve the dead child. And while drinking, the troop leader broke into a house with a streetlight at midnight. Romantic couple. And saw the female owner in front of her husband. After a few days later, the troop leader wanted to show his ferociousness on the boxing ring in just 1 second. The troop leader took his bodyguard to a birthday party. The ex-girlfriend, Jenny's boyfriend, has been in love with Lily Xian. Set. The birthday gift from the production team was an exquisite leather gun case. The troop leader put on the gun case and used a pistol to hide his gun. Those in white, the ex-girlfriend, Jenny, still put on, which was an exquisite seagull. The troop leader was very happy. He thanked her. A month later, when they were the troop leader accidentally lost his hand and was killed by the postman. Because of this, multiple murder cases. It's unimaginable that a mother who doesn't know how to save her son would know how shocking the news arrested for a murder case. In the video, the scene of the mother's performance. However, before the court hearing, the troop leader trial prison. Of course, the production team was not there. So they at a secret location. The production team received the troop leader would be exposed, and Li would be revenged. Because in order to protect Li, he killed an Italian gang leader. Unfortunately, Li died on the bed. His body was also inserted into his musical instrument. The troop leader was very sad. Sadly, the troop leader immediately thought of his mother. No one answered the phone, so he quickly returned home. He but watched from a distance across the street. The store door was closed. Entered through the back door. He opened the door and walked out. His expression. He was holding a broom in his hand. Obviously, his mother. All dead. His enemy inserted a broom into his mother's body. The troop leader. The body was still there. Obviously. There was no one here. He saw a pigeon again. So he recited a poem to ease his mood. He had been targeted by his enemy. The troop leader and the production fell to the ground until the film was over. The cold violence shown in the film reached deep into the shock and shock were not only from the emotional stimulation of the massacre scene, but also from the truth. As the film was over, the bystanders of a series of murder crimes. I'm afraid many audiences will ask questions. Murder. What does Lao Shao felt that to answer this, to reflect on his audience's murder scene at the beginning of the film, when the killer killed people frequently without distinction. Of killing. This is the purpose of the film. It makes people realize that the cruel killing and more and more numb. In addition, the film directly pointed to the media through the two production teams, but active participants in the crime. The title of the film: People Bite Dogs. Dogs biting people is not news. But if people bite dogs, it is definitely news that in order to create a sensation, the media will pay special attention to the news event of making people bite dogs. The film is very successful. Obviously, the director borrowed the logger in Kubrick's masterpiece. The director likes elegant art, philosophy, poetry, and homosexuality, and rejects anything that contrasts with his aesthetics. Every act extremely extreme. Vague and ungovernmental ideas create his chaotic behavior characteristics. From the Belgian Film Academy in 1992. They are the director, Remy, Andre, and the male lead, Bennett. The film was $2. The performance of the film blurs the line between reality and fiction. But whether you love it or hate it,